Hey world, my name is Swoosh and I'm old. As of today, the infamous Swoosh channel is 10 years old. On March 3rd, 2016, I posted my very first YouTube video titled, "Welcome, I'm Swoosh."
Hey world, my name is Swoosh and I am a young animator.
And a lot has changed since then. I've been around YouTube my whole life. I remember being 7 years old and watching Sonic plush videos with my brother Justin on our family computer, and we thought they were amazing. Peak content. Absolute cinema, if you will. Unfortunately, this was also a time in my life when I didn't understand the concept of swear words or what they were.
Mom, watch this video, it's so funny.
Tails, this is epic, dude. You can go, and we, and I think and also...
Little Nathan wasn't allowed to watch YouTube for a long time after that. A couple years later, in 4th grade, I found out my friend in school had 300 subscribers. At the time, that was royalty. Everywhere he walked, there was a red carpet laid out. Because I put it there. He earned these subscribers because he made a video tutorial on how to style your hair like Niall Horan from One Direction. And it got 30,000 views. Why anyone found a 10-year-old credible on that subject is beyond me. But seeing his impact on YouTube felt huge to me, and it really inspired me. I loved the idea of making videos on YouTube. So whenever I would go over to his house, we would film these little comedy skits for his channel where we were brothers named Len and Nell. The videos were met with zero reception. And now it's completely deleted off YouTube anyway, but those videos laid down the groundwork of how special YouTube was to me. Fast forward a couple of years when I was 12 and in my first few months of my 7th grade year. I had a huge crush on a girl in my class at the time, and me and my buddy would frequently talk about it. One day during our childish talks about my secret crush, he recommended a video called Best Friend Zone by a YouTuber named Domix. That same day I went home and watched the video, and man, my world changed that day. I instantly fell in love with his storytime animation videos and went through his whole channel, becoming a huge fan overnight. The way he told his stories and his style of animation inspired me so much, to the point where he was the main talking point of my conversations at school. I wanted to be Domix. I was his #1 fan.
Hello? Is someone there?
Sorry, I think I'm coming down with something. Do you have any medicine?
It's too early for this, man. Yeah, downstairs kitchen, second cupboard on the left, and then you gotta go. You gotta leave.
Oh, thank you. I love your videos, by the way.
Dude, get out!
It didn't take long for me to come to an insane conclusion. If this tiny little Canadian man could make cartoons on his own, maybe I could make them too. But what would I call the channel? The only nickname I have is Swoosh, a name my sister's friends call me because of my swooshy hair. Yo, Swoosh, get in the picture. Hanging out with the infamous Swoosh. What does infamous mean? I had figured out my name. Infamous Swoosh. Yeah, for like half a year I didn't realize that I was spelling infamous wrong, but we're good. I figured it out. What followed after was about 4 months of figuring out how the heck to get the channel up and running. My dad had a nice microphone we could record videos on, and that Christmas he bought me a crappy little computer, a drawing tablet, and a disc version of Adobe Flash CS4. After a few months of watching tutorial after tutorial, my dad and I recorded my first video.
Hey world, my name is Swoosh.
It was quite literally me attempting to animate something. After animating the first scene of the video on 2 layers and learning how to do lip sync from an old Domix tutorial, that same week I started the first video, I showed a random kid in church the first 3 seconds of lip sync I had done. Wow, that looks like crap. Well, clearly you've never looked into a mirror. What? By the way, that did not stop. When I finally posted my first video 10 years ago, shockingly, my class of 9 people in my small private school did not think it was the coolest thing ever. I would come into school and they would say, "Hey world," and yell, "Swoosh." And it definitely didn't help when I did how to animate for a school project the next week. This is what's called lip syncing. Yeah, dude, lip sync this. To be honest, I didn't really care too much that I wasn't getting support at school. I genuinely thought it was amazing that I actually managed to make a storytime animation video. It had been a dream of mine for 6 months, and I was just glad to get it off the ground and running, even if I had 30 subscribers. In the first month of me making YouTube videos, I discovered a little channel at the time called The Odd Ones Out Comic, or as I'm sure literally all of you know him as, The Odd Ones Out. I still remember finding James's ASMR video on YouTube TV and having to run to my family computer room to subscribe to him on my account, and then having to run back to recheck what his name was because it was so weird. A few weeks later, he blew up, making a video about working at Suabway. James then became a huge inspiration to me. In fact, a lot of storytime animators started popping up in my YouTube feed that fueled my drive to continue my channel. Jaden Animations, Tony V Toons, Swoozy, to name a few. It was at this point where I had over 100 subscribers and had made a few internet friends along the way. One day I found out one of my friends was in a call with James. I couldn't believe it. I needed to meet him. I messaged my friend on Skype to add me to the call. By the way, kids, Skype is what the ancient ones used before Discord.
Hi, James.
Hi?
Totally wasn't uncomfortable at all. I asked James to add me back on Skype so we could make a video together, and surprisingly, he actually did. I then began to message him, maybe a little too much, and eventually we recorded a Q&A together on my channel. The worst part about this was, not only was this our first time talking one-on-one, but James was also sick. To this day, if you watch that video, you can feel the awkwardness. Why James took a chance on little old me, I'll never understand. But it's because of that video and us meeting that he's literally one of my best friends to this day. I even went to his sister's wedding a couple years ago, met his entire family, saw where he grew up, and even got to see where he filmed all the Sprinkle videos. So this is where it all happened, huh?
Yes, Swoosh. This is where it all began. Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
Wow. 2016 was a weird time on YouTube. It was a year of resurgence in storytime animation. A bunch of young animators started rising up in popularity. People like Ginger Pale, Rushlight Invader, Something Else YT, and more who are still around today. I was meeting new animators every week. I even made friends with a girl named Casey, or Gurgacow, who's the lead background director on my team now. That means if you ever see me in a crazy landscape like Hobbiton, Gotham, or just my backyard, Casey laid the visual groundwork for it. So what we're all gonna do is sit here and appreciate her background. Okay, moving on. Being a part of a community so young and meeting so many talented animators was awesome, and something that happens to this day and still inspires me, even after being in this community for 10 years. On top of that, I discovered conventions like VidCon, and seeing all these animators go there in 2016 assembled a dream in my mind that I needed to go there one day. Before YouTube, I lived in a small social bubble. So literally growing up on YouTube and meeting so many people brought a lot of character development that I really needed. I learned to not take myself too seriously, accept humility and constructive criticism, understand that I still had a lot to learn as a creator and a person, and be proud of my accomplishments instead of wishing I could be as successful as others. Because the truth is, everyone wants to be where other people are in life. But everyone is on their own journey, so when you start comparing yourself to others, you not only rob yourself of peace, but you also undermine how far you've already come. So don't do that. I still will never forget my first huge milestone, hitting 10,000 subscribers. My mom made me a pizza with 10,000 written on it in little pepperonis. My fans at the time were all cheering me on with kind messages and fan art, and it only strengthened my motivation to continue making videos. One funny story I remember was in late 2017 when I had 25,000 subscribers. The pastor at my church got wind of my YouTube channel and thought it was a huge accomplishment. So he made me stand up in church in front of everybody and tell all 200 people how many subscribers I had.
Where's Nathan Conrad? Where is that boy? Stand up, son, and tell everyone about your YouTube channel.
I make cartoons.
A year later, my dad and I officially planned to go to VidCon 2018, a dream that had been growing for 2 years. Up until then, I hadn't met any internet friends in real life. They could have been murderers, furries, or even Australian for all I knew. It was a dream come true. I was meeting fans for the first time, I got to wear my super cheap 2017 merch there that nobody bought, and I even met a random talented fan.
Hey, are you Infamous Swoosh?
Yes, I am.
Can you sign my sketchbook?
Sure. That'll be $40.
What?
Sorry, that was a joke. Unless you got it on you. This kid kept showing up everywhere I went at this convention, to the point where I saw him so many times just walking around that I finally looked up his channel. And I was genuinely impressed. Who was this kid? Brody Animates? Well, that name isn't original at all. In fact, I liked his video so much that I commented on it. And 3 hours later, I saw that Brody kid in line for the Teen Titans Go movie that they premiered a month early at VidCon.
Oh, hey, Swoosh.
Oh, hey. Again.
I saw you commented on my video. Thanks a lot.
Oh, no problem, dude. Your videos are really good. Keep it up. Brody and I quickly became friends that summer, and after posting banger after banger, 6 months later, he hit 100,000 subscribers. It's so funny in retrospect because if you follow the channel, you can tell Brody is like my brother. Even though we met because he was a fan of me and I mock him all the time for that, without meeting him, collaborating with him, and us growing up together, I genuinely don't think Infamous Swoosh would be where it is today. Speaking of hitting 100,000 subscribers, a month after VidCon 2018, I finally hit 100K. Almost 2.5 years of making YouTube videos had led to this achievement, and I was soaking up every moment. Right when my 11th grade year had begun, my YouTube plaque had come in the mail. And because I was a genius, my stupid, overjoyed self decided to bring it to my private school. I proudly walked the halls with it, let people hold it, and even let it sit next to me in math class. I bet you want to hear about lip syncing now, don't you? In all seriousness, I was genuinely just so happy that my dream had become a reality. I also learned that day that bringing a YouTube plaque to school is super cringe. The rest of the story is just recent history. I kept collaborating with James, Brody, a little guy named Bryson who ended up blowing up on YouTube in the coming years, graduated high school, hit milestones I never could have dreamed of, got invited to VidCon to speak on panels, met people I never imagined I'd ever meet, have fan meet and greets with Brody, hit 1 million subscribers, built up an amazing team that works so hard with me to make the best videos possible, and even as recently collaborated with the very person that inspired me to start animating from the beginning, Domix. I tried playing it cool in the video recording, but collaborating with Dom felt like playing basketball with Michael Jordan. But like, with cartoons. There's a stigma that once you've passed a decade on YouTube, it's probably time to hang up the towel and pursue greener pastures. And yeah, there was genuinely a time in my life where I was seriously considering ending my channel once I hit 10 years. If it wasn't for my faith, my relationship with my closest animator friends, my team, and my family, I probably wouldn't be talking to you guys today. Without all of those factors, I wouldn't be able to say in full confidence that I'm not going anywhere. I still love making infamous swoosh videos. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. But that being said, there will obviously come a day where I leave it all behind. I have dreams of starting a family and living somewhere secluded off the internet. I'm also looking forward to meeting new people without one of my friends blurting out that I'm YouTube famous and having to explain that I make cartoons for a living. YouTube has changed a lot in the last 10 years. Short-form content is slowly becoming the new norm, animation channels have come and gone, everyone's fighting for your attention all the time, people are weirdly okay with AI slop as a form of content, but in all the noise, I've actually seen a resurgence in storytime animation. I've come across dozens of people starting off their storytime animation channels, having genuine time and effort put into it, and like, guys, keep it up! You got my support. You inspire me. Growing up on the internet has had its blessings and curses. I've learned how to deal with hate comments, genuinely been concerned about my safety at times, and I've been through some really important self-growth I had to go through. I literally did not know anything about the world when I started making YouTube videos. I was just an innocent little kid, full of passion. But through it all, making videos, growing an amazing team who I adore so much, meeting so many of you, and making a bunch of friends who love the same things as I do has been one of the greatest honors of my life, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So thank you for all the support you've had for me over the last 10 years. I pray I can continue making videos for many years to come.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey world, my name is Swoosh and I am a young animator. Stay tuned and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. That one was good.
Alright, that's the one you want then.
Behind the scenes.